Hi, Capricorn. All right, happy early birthday if it's your birthday. Merry Christmas, or whatever holy days you celebrate. All right, Capricorn. Thank you for being a part of this space, for spending a little time. I know you're a little last on the roster. You were not. It's just, I think things. Well, what do we want to say here? I guess the message is something about, like, it's okay to let other people do things. Maybe it's okay to let other people handle things or help you. And I would say it's okay for you to rest. Especially if you, well, I guess if Capricorn's really strong, Capricorn rising specifically, this is a little bit of a resting period for you. Not that there's not a lot being done, because I could feel that, where like, and I feel Scorpio had this card. This to me is a card of secret knowledge. It's a soft secret though. It's like, I know what I need to do. You know, in this holy day time, I guess also having gratitude, like in silence, is also really powerful. There could be like an old friend or someone who also has like a secret present for you, like say, okay, this is a scenario. Say someone's kind of, you're like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, you know, say they're not a great fibber, which is a good thing. It may be kind of like, the way I'm seeing this card is funny. I like how we can look at something on one day and it looks, you know, it seems like this, and then look at it like on another time, and it looks different, right? But this is reminding me of someone who's like, again, I see, like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? And it's just like, oh, you know, oh, nothing, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm just tightening my belt. And what they're doing is like trying to get you to not see the present. Oh, interesting. There's a lot of layers to that, isn't there? Okay. So be aware of distractions too. And I actually feel like negative energy is being, if there's anything being reflected at you, right, something indirect, some kind of indirect energy. Let's see. I am unlimited. If there's anything being reflected at you, you have the ability to hold your energy. I guess you use cat-like power, cat power. Oh, that's an awesome band. Cat power. This is also showing me something like, you don't have to fit into the crowd either. You don't have to fit into the crowd. And actually, taking some time away from other people and your things, what have you, may also like replenish your energy. Or if you're feeling like your unlimitedness, you know, is getting low, or there's just, I heard there's a lot to do or lots of places to go, it's like maybe you can find your power in the evening by being quiet and just kind of like in your body. Because there is I guess there's a secret power. Maybe that's the secret, as another layer, is that this little girl knows, this child knows, and I guess is trying to tell you that, like, you're Well, that you are unlimited, meaning like you're not limited to have to be like everybody else. You're not limited to this group of friends. You're not limited to this job specifically. You're not limited to this title. Not that you're supposed to like go off and, well, let me back it up. I heard take that with a grain of salt. Like you, wherever you are, you can be. Oh, the Scorpio energy is really powerful. This says resilience in the face of hardship. And then we have the card of creative. This to me is an emotional creative resolve. Also, it's like, it's kind of a Scorpio Taurus axis to me. It's earth, water. So, all right, so there's that. Good to know. I also feel like if you've had any pain in your body, there's something that's like, that's feeling much better. That's feeling much better. Maybe something was hurting, and actually when your body hurts, what am I seeing? Well, I'm seeing Cancerian energy, so let's go into this for a second. And then I'm seeing like Spanish words, like different expressions of things. Hold on. Well, I heard if you don't feel like doing something, you want to disengage from technology or from external means. Now, you can't tap into them to learn something, but then it's like disengage, and it's like, okay, I just finished this, right? Instead of initially like jumping right into the next thing, it's like, okay, let me just be for a second, because you're if we're going down the path and you're doing something, right? You're like okay, this, all right, got it. But again, before you jump again, it's reminding me of Aries energy. Before you jump at the ram, before you jump again, even if it's in the same flow, right? Say it's like you're at work or whatever it is, you're wrapping this present for this person, then stop. Don't just jump into the next one because you want to put the, I guess there's some kind of awareness of flow around it where you're like, all right, well, yeah, sure, I'm even doing the same thing next, but I want to step back from that just for a second to be in your body, right? I keep seeing someone like settling into their seat a little bit more. There's also an old friend. There's a lot of sweetness around an old friend during this time. Something about candy or ice cream or something like that. It's like, maybe some of you might hear from an old friend, or like kind of, you might hear from someone, let's put it this way, kind of out of the blue, and I feel like there's something sweet about it. You know, it's like maybe you're feeling a little bit, we said out of the blue, it's like maybe you're feeling a little bit, someone's feeling a little bit blue, or someone's feeling a little bit shadowy, you know, it's just like not totally in the zone of, and then all of a sudden it's like someone sends a text, or like you, I don't know, this happens, or, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, thanks. I was like, I heard, I totally needed that, right? And it may open up like a conversation in relation to future plans also. And And I heard someone be like, what are you up to? You know? Let's see what these two are. Aww. Oh, someone's got a sweet... Okay. Out of all... Let's make it lighthearted. Not that it's not lighthearted, but let's go here for a second. Out of all your friends and all the people in your life, who has the best car that you think? Like, vehicle. Where you're like, man, I love that vehicle. Like, I love that car. I love that truck. Like, it reminds me of my... Actually, I have a few of them that's coming to mind. I'm actually seeing kind of like a muscle car. Somebody's got like a badass car. Now, what's on the other side of this? I saw a fat cat. A fat cat. Did we talk about music before too? Like there might be like old music or when's the last time you went on a little travel excursion with another person? And then also when you were by yourself, you want to just, maybe you just want to think about that. It's been a little reflective in this time. Like, I guess December always has a little bit of nostalgia to it, right? Like, oh, you remember Christmases with your family, or you remember your, you know, you get in touch with people you haven't get in touch with before. You know, it's like the opposite of a funeral, which is way better, you know? We don't gotta wait all the way until these things are extreme to finally be like, man, I ain't seen you in forever. It's like Scorpio said that one time, like, you don't gotta wait till you're dead to be happy. You know, you don't gotta wait till you're dead to forgive or to reach out or whatever, to be a part of the rainbow bridge. Inside the dragon. Let's touch on, should we talk about that? You might want to reflect, maybe, I guess I see someone's actually comfortable in where they are. I feel like how do I explain this? Well, I'm trying not to focus on the negative of, like, okay, so there's some reality that a person doesn't feel like, all right, this is 100% positive. But I don't think it has to do with you. Maybe that's confirmation. Like I heard, you don't gotta love everybody, but like, it's an interesting sentence. Well, no, you don't have to do anything. I would check in with when you're creating with something again. Because someone's gaining energy here. There's a balloon. Or again, I see some kind of... We get this creative card again, and then this says extending and maintaining. So, okay, let's say with work, right, or things in the material world that need to be done or that are being done, I feel like you can handle that all day. I see that you have love backing you. And Virgo actually had this card, this wild horse here, But this is like a tame wild horse, right? Actually, an old friend could actually help you, maybe in relation to just like feeling better. Some of you, this could be particularly financially, like, I don't know, like, actually, the more love and sweetness you have in your life, the more the physical world feels comfortable, which helps a person not be affected by like other people's anger or other people's fear, or we'll put it this way, by anger or fear, things like that. It's now if for some reason you're doing a lot in the physical world, and that's like, say, job, all the responsibility, you're ruled by Saturn, it's just a part of you. It's like, if that's holding a big stronghold right now, again, I heard the fundamentals of life, then I heard you want to make sure that you get outside. Right, both of these cards are super green and brown. So this is grounding in the heart to me. This is being out of doors. It's on a sunny day, you know, just enjoying things while they are, right? This is a beautiful season here. This is a beautiful season. That's what I see. It's a beautiful season. Oh, you're also, someone here is better at something than someone else. They have more experience. They don't let something like stress them out. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, I heard you want to go off and do it your way. Okay. You know, it's just like, I guess there could be somebody here that's kind of, well, I guess I could see an undercurrent of, again, if someone's energy is just like closed off or whatever, I would just disengage from physically trying to change that. There's that secret card again. You know, Libra talked about this too, where sometimes, this month particularly, it was something about when we don't have something or we don't feel a certain way, we're not getting kind of what we want in that moment. And even when we have a bit of worry, there was something about when this happens is so that we pray more. Do you know what I mean? So we sit and we're like, okay. I feel like someone's having like, what do they call that? Like when you get like pins and, I'm seeing like pins and needles. Remember too that you are what you see, okay? You are what you see. I guess sometimes that could create anxiety, where, let's say, anxiety is about the future, right? So maybe there's some things, so people you see that you're like, you know, that's something that you want to do, or that's something that you want to be. I heard, don't worry about the steps too much, at least not in this moment. You more want, I guess part of this is like, oh, I heard I saw someone strengthening their knees. cool. And I saw someone that was worried, and it's like there was this conversation between something, and it was just like, whatever you're worried about, it's not what you think that it is in that moment. Like, it's not, I love this card. It's not what you think that it is. Exactly. Right, this bird, this is a crane, right? Maybe crane medicine would be helpful. There's also something that's with you always. Something that was with you before is still with you now. There could be some, I guess there's some kind of celebration of life also in this time. I'm seeing like a vase of flowers. I can't tell if what I'm seeing is like a vase of flowers or if it's like an urn. Scorpio had this card too. Maybe they'll be helpful. You know, you're a sextile to them, so maybe that, and then we have the card of visions. You know, I guess this goes back into, let's close it like this. If you are what you, if a person is what they see, and say in their vision, in their mind's eye, they're like, again, like, fuck, is this gonna work? Like, is this gonna be okay? Like, I heard, am I allowed to be happy? Again, it's not what you, I guess it's not what you think it is in those moments either. Sometimes this is saying like, okay, let's say someone's afraid of losing something, right? Or not having something. It's like, I guess that means that there's just a place in you that's not, if we're going to reflect it, there's a place in a person that feels alone or needs attention, right? It needs nurture. It needs a hug. It needs like a conversation with the stranger. It needs gas for the car, you know, something. It just, so, and I guess, ooh, and I guess that goes back into, I guess we need to also be alone to remember. Sometimes we have to be alone to remember who we are. And, you know, it's funny, even in the times of, and I don't see this in this present moment for you. I guess we're just having a conversation. It's like, there's something about, you know, we say those times where you are in the pit of despair, right? You're just like, oh my God, all of that. It's like, how many times have we been in that, and then we get out of it, and what happens after that? Like Virgo said, like, or Aries, it was like, thank God, it was just 24. Thank God, like, oh my God. Maybe that's why sometimes the human has to have tough times, whether that's, you know, even if it's just internally, like, fuck, I'm having a weird day. You know, oh, I'm having a couple weird hours. It's just like, but then you get out of it and you're like, woo, joy. Oh, okay, feeling better, right? And we have this card is like an hourly vibration. It's very, it's like moon. It's moon and Uranus kind of energy. So it's So allow things to flow, especially if you're feeling a little like worried or something like that. Yeah, follow the water. Virgo had that, and this card here. And then you have the diver. You have 2 divers. Oh, Pisces and Saturn. Okay. Interesting energy. What's the kind of music that you love that makes you feel... I don't know if it's like what makes you feel comfortable, or if it makes you... Like maybe these are different ones. I don't know. Like, what music that makes you feel comfortable in your body, meaning you feel like you can just be yourself. You know, like the music comes on and you're just like, you're just pumped on whatever, you know, you kind of break out of, I heard you break out of the seriousness or it breaks out of the energy, you know? What is that? I'm actually hearing music from like the 90s right now. Happiness. Yeah. Oh, what's this one? Passion and faith. We'll take that. Faithful passion. I guess faith creates passion. But I heard like any other tool or energy, we have to step back from it and let it rest, right? Sharpen it. And then go back into it. Intuition. Strength. Okay. I love you so much, Capricorn. As you are last on the roster again, at least for this month, it's just the way that it seemed to go. Because I had to redo the other signs. You know, that's another thing is whoever's last on the roster to me is also super strong because you're sitting in the house of the... You're sitting in an unconscious place, but there's an awareness there. Do you know what I mean? It's something is becoming, a person's becoming clearer about something, and you got to be strong again to, I heard sit in the place of successful surrender. So try to give yourself a little extra time for prayer, whatever that is to you. You know? Yeah, like a little bit of isolation. You know, maybe it's just quiet again where you're not being interrupted. You know, even if you got a bunch of kids around you or whatever the situation, it's just like, you know, be like, I need a minute. You know, I need 10 minutes to myself, or, you know, you want to take a bath or just kind of lock the door and, you know, give yourself some space. I heard it doesn't have to be some technical conversation or certain words that create some I heard congregation. It's just Virgo. So you got Virgo and Scorpio. Okay. Oh, by the way, your birthday, it's going to be awesome. This new year, it's going to be great. It's actually the year of the dragon, the wooden dragon. So maybe that's something that you want to tap into. You know, I mean, I guess it's a wooden dragon, but elementally, you can make it whatever you want. You know. It could be like Falcor. Alright, lucky dragon, right? All you have to do is ask and I'll be there. I heard don't ever think that your prayers are not heard. Alright, I love you so much, Capricorn. Thank you for being a part of this place. Thank you for a beautiful year. I know there's a lot of ups and downs in that, excuse me. Maybe there always is, but there's the sun, beautiful. But I thank you for opening up in yourselves, for shifting into these new places, for learning, being open, you know, closing certain chapters, writing new ones, you know, finding more in yourself, like what matches together, you know, where it started to, the pieces that fit together. I'm really happy for you, these puzzle pieces. Yeah, Merry's Christmas. I love Christmas. It's a really beautiful time of year. Oh, speaking of Christmas or Holy Day time, I just made a post over on Patreon the other day. If you're a part of that place, if you're a timeless traveler or a sacred supporter, I'm sending out Holy Day cards again this year. And so if you're part of that place, you can receive one if you want to. We did it for a couple years last year. I took it off, but I'm just confirming with everyone, if you're already a part of that place, and thank you so very much, that your address is still the same so it doesn't go into the ether. But yeah, if you haven't, for instance, if you are a part of that place and you haven't gone over there yet, that'll give you all the details on how to make that happen. I'll be creating them this week. So, again, thank you so much. Really looking forward to this next year, and yeah. If you're curious about some future goals too, side note, if there's a bit of like this comparison to like who you are in relation to other people, or I don't know, or what you think what you're wanting to do in this life, Gemini may give you, here's another crane. It's beautiful. Maybe crane medicine is really helpful for you. But they talked a lot about, I'm seeing Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio. Okay. I love you so much. Please take care.